Are you looking for ways to raise your vibration? Are you stuck in patterns that are adversely impacting your health and well-being? Would you like to learn about a technology that bridges science and spirituality and will help reshape your life? Are you ready to experience life transformations? If so, then today's show is for you. Our guest will be sharing his adventures into the world of modern day mysticism and how his work helps you achieve optimum health, happiness, and financial freedom. He will be sharing some of his latest technological creations, and he'll be taking your questions. So, as you know, as I like to say, get your pen and pad ready. You're going to want to take some notes. Buckle up. We're getting ready to take a ride in the quantum field, and especially with today's guests, way beyond. Buckle up. I wouldn't want you to go flying off to another dimension. Or just maybe, that's exactly what you need. Welcome to the People and Pets Show. Welcome to the People and Pets Show. I'm so honored to have with us our guest today, Peter Schenk. Peter, how are you today?
Mark, thank you. Rocking it, on fire, ready to blow some people's minds with some real world products, experiences, and places I have transversed.
Oh yeah, he has a lot to share today. I know that. You know, I first discovered Peter and his work. I think back, I was looking through, I think I bought my first version of Aquaware back in around 2012, 2013, around there. Because I know at the time I was working in Taiwan, I was really excited because the possibility of many things it can do was infusing frequencies into the water, things I needed. And I was doing some traveling, didn't want to have to lug around all those supplements and things I needed. So I remember I was excited, just used it this morning in my shower to boost my circulation. So he'll be talking about that and much more. And everyone that's here, let me just admit a few more people. Everyone that's here, thank you so much for being here. You know, there's so many things you could be doing with your time right now. And I'm so honored and grateful that you've chosen to spend some of it with us. If you're on the call live right now through Zoom, and you're gonna please make sure after the show to love, like, all those great things. I'll be posting it to the Facebook page for People and Pets Energetics on Facebook, and also the YouTube channel for the People and Pets Show. So again, if you're seeing it there, again, give it love, like, thumbs up, all those great things. So you're going to get a lot of value out of today's call. And, you know, as I said, Peter will be sharing a lot of great information, doing some processes, and he'll be taking your questions. So maybe some of you on here also have been fans of Peter's for a long time, used a variety of his products and services. So you know, if you feel guided to, please share your experiences, all the great experience you've had with his tools and technologies and more. So yeah. So with that brief preamble, let me briefly introduce myself. I'm Mark Hernandez, owner and founder of People and Pets Energetics. I'm a holistic practitioner energist that helps people, animals, and spaces when they've hit the wall with health and well-being issues. Basically, I have intuitive gifts and training to read the subtle energy fields and then identify and release non-beneficial energies, locking in place the stuff. For people who commonly picks up the phone and calls me. So it's people, consciously aware individuals already in the holistic space. They're doing a lot of things to take care of themselves. And for whatever reason, whatever they usually do and things that help 90, 95% of the people has either provided a partial solution or no solution. I help people in 4 main areas: health and wellness, Area 2, money finances. Area 3, career future. And Area 4, relationships. So that's how I serve people. For your pets, typically it's consciously aware pet parents that have noticed either one, a change in behavior. You have a dog or cat, starts going peeing and pooing all over the household. Maybe your animal starts experiencing separation anxiety. Or maybe you've introduced a new pet to the household, the dynamics get wonky. I can see energetically what's going on with your pet. The other category is people have taken their pet to the vet. And as I say with pets, that's always your first stop if you have any concerns about the health or well-being of your animal. And of course, if you're a person, same thing with your medical doctor. So if there is something veterinarily going on, like maybe they found a growth or tumor or whatever it is, I can provide a layer of energetic support. The last area I work in are spaces. You know, we've all been in spaces that, you know, we go in and we just want to walk out. We don't know why necessarily. All that can be identified and cleared. The last thing I'd like to add is that this work is multidimensional. So I'll check the people or animals or the spaces, different timelines, this life, past, parallel, and much more, because what we're finding is that especially now, always, but especially now, people that are doing this type of work and expanding, they're feeling energies from their other timelines in the quote unquote now. And we all know it's really all now, but for whatever reason, there's still some utility to parse out the time this way. So all my work is non-invasive, safe, gentle, and yields results, sometimes immediately, and in other instances over time. So now I'd like to turn to formally introduce today's guest. Peter Schenck is the owner and founder of Modern Day Mystic. He is a spiritual visionary who left a successful career as a computer programmer for one of the world's largest banks to fulfill his mission to heal the world. Based on research at the forefront of quantum physics, Peter devised a way to use technology to bridge the gap between science and consciousness, and thus the Modern Day Mystic was created. Initial versions of the software were immediately successful among users, and he'll talk about that. Perhaps it was Navitus, I believe. So Peter fueled his energy into additional research and development that would lead to more targeted, powerful systems. As he's going to share today, you'll see that his work, like many people's, has evolved over the years. It's even more potent today. Modern Day Mystic today software helps thousands of users remove frequency patterns that have been standing in the way of achieving optimum health, happiness, and financial freedom. In addition to developing and perfecting powerful quantum energy-based software platforms, Peter provides continued outreach through weekly podcasts, lectures to groups around the world, workshops, and one-on-one sessions. For nearly 20 years, Peter has been on a mission to marry the physical and the metaphysical through the mystical power of numbers. Inspired by the work of Dr. Masaru Emoto, and I pulled out one of the books I have, Messages from the Water, a beautiful book, Peter applied his skills as a world-class IT engineer to find a link between Dr. Emoto's work and mathematical and quantum principles. In 2007, Peter succeeded in reducing the force behind all creation to a mathematical integer he called source, S-O-U-R-X-E, source energy. This became the foundation for a completely new kind of software capable of harnessing the power of numbers to manage the intensity of focus of source energy when used in concert with a human's ability to focus their intention. This breakthrough led to the first version of Aquaware. So I guess that's back in 2007. Today, Peter continues to develop this underlying technology into a family of hyper-focused software tools that synergize mystical energy and quantum principles with the power of human intent. The topic of our conversation today is release frequency pattern, achieve optimum health, happiness, and financial freedom. Peter, welcome to the show.
Mark, thank you. So before we kick this off, I like to do a water blessing right out of the gate. So all you'll need is a glass of water or a bottled water. I'd like you to raise your left hand over it about 3 inches and spread your fingers. Energy that is in physical form and non-physical form will do absolutely anything for you as long as you acknowledge its existence. And this kind of quick water blessing is to set the mood and the tone for the show as it unfolds. So in a second, you'll start to feel that energy run down through your hand into the water. It can come as a straight up bolt of lightning. It can be heat. It can be pinpricklies. And once you start to feel it, you're going to put your attention on the water and repeat these 8 magical words. I honor the space in which you exist. In a few seconds, that energy will increase. Now, notice the taste and the texture of when you're drinking the water, but more importantly, where is it going in the body energetically? And don't say your stomach. I know some people have done that. That one's good. Okay, Mark, where should we begin?
Yeah. In the introduction, I talked about, you started your career in IT for some big investment banks and doing very well, I assume making really good money, but your soul wasn't satisfied. So, today, for a while before COVID, a lot of people were thinking they were doing work that was really, great in many ways, but not nurturing their souls. So what would be your one advice you'd give people if they're in that situation that want to start moving in to a more soulful direction for their work?
In life, I've changed my professional career 3 times over the course of this embodiment. And, people typically will use their brain to imply logic to a situation. Some people use their heart to apply emotion to a situation. I've always followed my gut because my gut never has led me wrong. And I worked for one of the world's largest investment banks on a 20-year career in technology. And about halfway through the career, I had a moment in time, a wake-up experience, if you will. Mm-hmm. And I had no idea the world existed the way it truly did. Prior to that moment, I had a very young family. It was like keep up with the Joneses, more cars, bigger house, blah, blah, blah. The more successful I became in my daily career, the more empty I was becoming on the inside. And I was screaming for help, although I didn't know it. I had no humility. I had no discernment. I had no unconditional love of self. Mm-hmm. The whole new love age and light crowd, the energy work. I mean, that was a joke in the back of my head. But I always had a razor sharp business analytical mind. And, it in turn had made me very material successful during that stretch of my life. And after that shift that I had, and I can't describe it, words, human language would pale into explanation of what I experienced. But if the only thing I can equate it to is if your entire life you saw the world as black and white through your physical eyes, and then the next moment everything was high definition color. That's how radical my change was. Mm-hmm. And for the first time in my life, I had thought I had gone completely insane. Mm-hmm. Because for 6 weeks, I was on the best acid trip you can't imagine. I was having fun. Things were vivid, beautiful. I was seeing energy and everything wanted to be around me and play with me. And in those early years, the only thing that kept me going was the fact that for the first time in my life, I was alive.
Mm-hmm.
I was alive. Things were amazing. And I never wanted to go back whence I came, back to sleep, basically. Now, some people, they take years to wake up, lifetimes to wake up. Some people take a decade. Mine was instant.
Mm-hmm.
And in those early years, my metaphysical mind started to grow at an immense rate. I was in my early 30s when I woke up, and I had to adjust at light speed to what was happening. But the cool thing was, Mark, I was good with it.
Mm-hmm.
I was good with it. So for, another, I don't know, 10 or 13 years, until I left the bank, I was, IT engineer, tech nerd by day. And then at night, I was Neo and Indiana Jones,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a huge amount of history here. So I'm just going to kind
Oh
of
yeah.
jump around a little bit.
Sure.
Um, I felt impulsed to help people somehow,
Mm-hmm.
some way. And, Dr. Emoto showed me the way. And I'll just talk briefly about the history of the software development, and then I'll show you some of the things we're doing today.
Sure.
So I had these crazy technology skills. Now, anyone can write a computer program, but I wanted to write a computer program that would somehow shift people from a life stuck in fear into a loving world. And I knew that whatever I put my attention on, I could extrapolate the universal frequency for. And then I could take that chunk of data and derive those frequencies in a two-dimensional image. But in the idea was to consciously impress the light frequencies of any intention into water. Simply by where you put your attention, the intention would follow. And I wanted to use technology to do this. Now, at that time, it was very much the Wild West. And even today, in some aspects, anything was possible. And I was very turned off by the New Age love and light crowd,
Right.
because they're good people, they're beautiful people, but the majority of them just talk, or they take knowledge that has been around forever and repackage it, give it a new label, a new spin, and off into the world it goes. And I made a conscious decision that I was going to carve a path through solid rock, come hell or high water. I was going to be an anomaly in the world, unlike anything anybody has ever seen. And that path has cost me dearly in my personal life, in all kinds of facets of my life. But I have never wavered for 1 second that my mission here is to help anyone that kind of heeds that clarion call and move them forward. Things that keep you stuck in the present from your past, that are keeping you from moving forward, we dissolve it in the present and then allow you to move forward. And I have developed over the years a multitude of products and services that just do just that. So the software came into being with some earlier versions. And the premise behind it was to utilize the power of technology, the power of the microprocessor that does one thing a million times a second. Okay. So people would come to me and go, well, programming water with intention, that's not new. And I said, you're absolutely right. And then I'd ask them, okay, if you had a glass of water in front of you, what intention would you put into it? And most people are like, love. Okay. Next question. How long can you hold your attention? 30 seconds, 40 seconds, 40 minutes, 4 days. I don't know. So I found a way to create computer software that allows you to impress the light frequencies of an intention into a body of water. It can be a glass of water next to your computer. It can be a case of water downstairs. It can be a body of water on the other side of the planet, or a cup of coffee on Mars. The principles that govern everything quantum have no space, time, or distance. Science teaches us that the quantum realm is a place where all energy interconnects. Okay, that means that the only thing that is absolute in that space is consciousness, your consciousness. And you can be nowhere or you can be everywhere simultaneously. So where you put your attention, the intention would follow. So the software, which was born on July 7, 2004, known as Aquaware, was an immediate hit. It took the world and the people that used it by storm. They've never seen anything like it. So as I evolved, as my understanding grew, as my metaphysical mind grew, and years of being disembodied and being down the rabbit hole, if you will, pushing the very creation of fabric at 200 miles an hour with my hair on fire, has allowed, allowed me to bring products and services to bear in the world, unlike anything you've ever seen. Now, today, there's 4 pillars that make up everything MDM. There's a line of software, which is going into its 6th generation, okay? So historically, as the software has evolved, it's only been utilized on one platform. That's a Windows PC. So people that had Macs, Android devices, all this stuff, they were just out. You either owned the PC or you couldn't use it. And over time, as it evolved, a lot of things came to light. As the popularity of the software grew, the support needed to grow to support that. And then we'd come out with bug fixes and updates. And it has been very trying on my mental capacity to keep up, right? Because there's other things I'm doing.
Oh, yeah.
So about 18 months ago, I made a decision to change all of the software. Now, today there are 6 pieces that make up what we call the Aqua Suite. There's Aquaware, there's a Source, there's the 12th Project, Navitas, Lightbody, and Smoke Erase. And they all kind of use the same core technology, but to do different bits and pieces, all utilizing water. And about 18 months ago, I started thinking, okay, we need to move this to a platform where it's in the cloud. Anybody can use it on any device anywhere. So I made the financial investment, the mental investment, and the work investment to move all the software to what we call SaaS, software as a service, okay? Which means you don't own anything anymore. You're going to be renting the software. So it's a very low subscription model when it comes out in a month or 2. Whatever you create in a web browser on your PC, whatever you save is then stored in the cloud. So you can very quickly create a custom intention if you want. You can create anything you want. And you can pick up your iPhone, your iPad, your Android phone, your Android tablet, get on your Mac laptop, PC laptop, and pull that data up and utilize it the same way. So that has been how the software has evolved. That's a pillar. Second pillar was energetic sessions. Way back when I started doing energy sessions with people, I was kind of like this 800-pound gorilla. I had this huge bandwidth back to source. I was the conduit by which the great work is done, and I still am today. But I had no mastery over my craft yet, and it took me years of dedication and hard work to really get laser focused on that. So back then I'd work on people and I would move so much energy through them that they would detox within a couple hours of actually working with me. And then they'd be in bed for days with flu-like symptoms because of the detox. Well, that wasn't a very good business model. So.
Right. No, not too many great testimonials out of that. Yeah. But yeah.
So so that became refined. And then in January of 2018, see the way this game is played, Mark, for those of you that don't know, people unconsciously strive to be in these higher octaves, right?
Yes.
There are higher forms of vibration. So
Yeah.
my belief system, I believe everything emulates from source. It's the Godhead, it's Buddha, it's Jesus, it's the well by which all love and frequency flows. And outside of there are rings. And as you move further out, the lower things vibrate. So I don't really believe in good or evil, light versus dark. I believe in levels of vibration. And so as you know, so people would always ask me, how'd you get where you are? And I tell them it's work, it's dedication, it's perfecting, it's finding perfection in everything that you create and what you do, and daring yourself to be better tomorrow than you are today in any and all capacity that you can. And the way the game is played is everything is an in and an out breath. Okay, it's a give and a take. It's a take and a give. I cannot give unless I take or receive. And I can't receive unless I have the ability to give. And when the universe takes notice of you for doing something, and people can get on the path, and it all starts with an act of kindness. You smile at somebody, you get involved with somebody, you get involved in something collective for the community. And what happens is you are raising the vibration, you're spreading love. And that is what this game is about. And the universe will take notice and will deliver a piece of information to you. And that information can come in any form. And if you have recognition over that piece of information, but more importantly, you act on it, you gain more responsibility and you start moving up this ladder. They will pull me, I will push them. They will push me, I will pull them. It's an in and an out breath. So in January of 2018, because I had done energetic sessions for so long, I was given access by the universe to people's cores. Okay. That is your soul. It's the center of your consciousness. And from that spawned a whole nother level of energetic sessions, core cleanse, receiving core, chakra core, piercing the membrane, and a couple others. And so that was another pillar. Then the workshops, had started way back when. And each year I do 2 or 3 different types of workshops, or sometimes there are a trio of workshops that are around a center topic. And the workshops are very powerful. We use sacred geometry, we use 0-point tech, we use, sometimes I speak the angelic language to raise vibration, depending what the topic is. They're all different, they're all beautiful. That's another pillar. Then in late 2015, I wanted to enter into the physical products world. I had been a child of Apple. I worked for Apple Computer. I know how when you receive something, right, whatever it is, if the packaging isn't perfect in some way, 90% of what that energetic device will deliver evaporates like that. It's gone. Yeah. So getting into this field was a challenge.
Oh yeah.
And I had some ground rules set for myself. Whatever was going to be created needed to be simple. It couldn't use electrical power. It had to be beautiful. It had to follow the trio design, I call it, representing past, present, and future in a product now. Past being ancient knowledge that I am remembering. Present being put together in state-of-the-art metallurgy or fabrication processes in a futuristic design. And it had to be unlike anything anyone has ever seen. So about 5 years ago, we had a show. It was called the MDM show. We did 100 of them every Sunday, and we interviewed an amazing plethora of guests, just all beautiful people. And I received a lot of physical products from these people.
Yes.
And some of these products were very, very expensive. And I remember one in particular that I had received that came wrapped in pink toilet paper, shoved into a USPS envelope with crumpled up laser and printed instructions. Yeah. And you know, there's no doubt that that product was powerful. But like I said, 90% of it was dissolved, taken out. So entering into the physical product line, the first product I needed to create, and this is version 2, by the way, this is called the Harmonic Field Amplifier, A New Way to Travel. And I wanted to completely...
And that's the box you showed us, right? Yeah, that's the box.
That's the box. This is the box that comes in there. And then this is the actual product, okay? And what this device does is, this is the first product that I created, but it... is actually, this is version 2. Yeah. So this is a product that you put in your car. You activate it. Once it's activated, it just works off free energy forever. It's made from the purest copper and silver, commercially available. And the idea behind this was to take energy in you, in your vehicle, in the immediately surrounding area, wash it through what we call the 0 point, and return it as pristine energy. It's called the Harmonic Field Amplifier, A New Way to Travel. This was the first physical product I ever created. We ran out of these on the first run, I think in a day, 24 hours, they were gone. And the things that people experience from this device are the stuff that science fiction books are written about. Now, I don't advertise in a traditional sense. I made a commitment early on to put all of my energy into product development, product R&D, and customer excellence. And today, on the moderndayMystic.com website, we have over 1,000 written and video testimonials to the effects of the products and the services that we deliver. And so, you know, so again, I'm jumping around because there's a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah,
so this was the first product. Then, because the product launch was successful, because I had taken an idea, worked through the mechanics of it, and delivered it. Remember I talked about the New Age Love and Light crowd, blah, 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 blah. They like to talk, not follow through with action. I always follow through with action. And when you do that, you're on a higher octave. You push-pull. It's the in and the out breath. So other products were born. This one is called the Q Shield for Animals, okay?
Yeah.
Just like people, animals have feelings. They can't communicate the way that we do, but they get stressed out. They have anxiety. They feel love. They feel pain. So this particular product is, again, made from the purest copper and silver, commercially available. This is what we call the Q Shield for Animals. This is actually the third version that we've had. And again, it has a clockwise spiral on the front. It has a silver inlay that goes all the way around and a counterclockwise spiral on the back. And this will take all of the negativity bombarding your animal's energetic field and protect them completely. Now, we also have one for people. It's called the HFA Mini version 2. Unfortunately, I sold out of them. I don't have any around.
Sure, okay.
And it does the exact same thing. It protects your animals or your human energetic field from all negativity. And again, these particular products sell quickly because they work, and they work magic. Now, step forward a little bit more, and everything started coming together. This is called the Merc Compass Rose. Now, you have to understand, in my creation process, the name of a product is always the first thing that has to be derived, and then from there I quickly shift my attention to the endpoint, which is the product launch in the MDM store. And I don't ever worry about the path on how I'm going to get there. I just wake up in the dream as the product launches and look back and go, oh, wow, that was cool. Now, this particular product will clear all negativity from your land remotely, or you can have it sitting in the center of your home and it clears your land. Now, there's a lot of symbology here. Okay, these are called I ams. This is I am presence, I am source, I am unconditional love of self, I am energy. Okay, now there's multiple product lines that we have, okay, utilizing the power of I am, utilizing 0 point technology. But this was actually, this is made from a fabrication of bronze and copper, okay? And this is called the Myrrh Compass Rose. And the idea behind here was to create a product that looks like you pulled it up from the Adriatic Sea. It's been underwater for 2,000 years. So this one actually has a patina that is grown on the product, and it's 6 individual pieces, and it has a coupler ring that rotates. And you very simply put your attention on your land, you rotate the coupler link, and you say these words, I honor the space in which you exist, which activates it, and then from there, all negativity so it creates a sphere of energy over your property. And nothing that vibrates lower than the rose vibrates can exist within, or anything that vibrates lower than the rose can't exist within the sphere that's created. So, right. You know, I mean, I can't say enough about this product, but one story that comes to mind was a woman owned some acreage, some land that was an old Indian burial ground, and in her home and in the property there was just bad mojo. Everything was happening. So she ordered the Myrrh Compass Rose, and it was gone like that.
Yeah.
When you have the ability to unlimit your thinking, you have the ability to unlimit your potential. And this is something that I recognized years ago and have put into practical application through products and services. So there's nothing in my mind that's not possible. I've worked with ascended masters since I woke up. And, you know, 90% of the masters that I have worked with and continue to work with are not in embodiment. But Saint Germain was the first that showed up. He's the guy that solidified a 20-year friendship with Jason Davis by showing me something that was impossible. And when I delivered that information, it was proof positive that I was on the right path. And he taught me over the years to see the invisible and do the impossible. And I've achieved that multiple times. So kind of getting back to product creation, you know, sometimes I'm given information that I don't fully recognize in the moment.
Sure.
And you have to go through the mechanics of the experience to gather that information. So back in 2006, I was experimenting with gold.
Yeah.
I wanted to take 10 grams of gold and create 20 grams of gold out of it. Now, you know, the Philosopher's Stone is a wild tale. I do believe in that. I just applied a modern day science into seeing if I could achieve this. And the long and the short of it is you create what they call aqua regia, which is 3 parts hydrochloric acid, 1 part nitric. You put in the gold, it dissolves platinum group metals. Then you add formic acid, which creates a crazy, dangerous chemical expansion. And I know, based on my engineering, that when energy is released, something can happen. So the idea was that I had learned earlier that there is an infinite amount of universes, and those universes rage around us all the time. And the only thing that is constant between those universes is the density of matter, energy. Wow. And if I could create a singularity through an energetic expansion through one of these universes, I could give something and receive something back.
Yeah.
So as the chemical expansion was going crazy, I would put these beakers on sacred geometry and I would poke a hole in the 0 point. Okay, thereby giving energy through and receiving gold back. Now, the experiments were never successful per se, but the knowledge gained back then of the 0 point technology became very evident in the first product line, which was the harmonic field amplifier line. We were giving negativity through the 0 point, and at the speed of thought, we were receiving back positive energy. So that once those products were being completed, it spawned a revolution of a whole new product idea, which became the IAMs, right? And that's a whole nother story. We'll say that.
Yeah, all the pyramids, yeah.
Oh yeah, the pyramids, the bracelets, and then that spawned another, evolution of the technology, which was a whole nother generation, which became the Terra Resonators. And we had 4 in the first generation. And then because they were successful, I was given the plans to make them better for the second generation, which became the Terra Resonator Typhoon, the Terra Resonator Tornado, and the amazing TR Black.
Yeah.
Okay? And because that was becoming successful, I was, and forever I've been teaching about how people manifest, right? You have to know what you want, you release it to the universe comes by, brings it upstream in your reality, creates these energetic pathways to bring it into fruition. But there's an Achilles heel. If you have doubt or worry anytime by which it's released from your head, or the time the universe is putting it together, thought forms destroyed, you got to start over. In theory, manifesting is easy, but in practical application, it's very difficult. So I developed software to take the Achilles heel out of it. Now you impress your manifestation, or the light frequencies of the manifestation, in the water. You drink the water, goes into the body, starts coming out on light rays. The universe comes by, picks that up, and it doesn't matter if you have doubt or worry, because that comes into fruition, because we've taken the human equation out of it. So late last year, I wanted to create another product for manifesting, but I didn't want it to be manifesting.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Can we take some questions for that? Because you shared a lot of great information. I'm sure people would love to ask you some questions. Can we do that now? Get a glass of water, yeah. It would be okay if we take some questions. I'm sure they have questions about a lot of the.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So if you'd like to ask a question, I think you can raise your hand of Peter. If not, just unmute yourself and go ahead and jump in there. Okay, Kim, go ahead, please.
Hi, Peter. Thank you for this. Lots of information here. My ears kind of perked up when you said detox. I'm wondering about heavy metals detoxing from your body and helping to support the liver, kidneys, adrenals.
So I think you were asking about heavy metal toxins within the body?
Yeah, to detox them out easier and give support for the liver, kidneys.
So my experience with heavy metal toxins and all kinds of nasties that we get in the air we breathe, the water we drink, and the food we eat, typically will come out of the body as you raise the vibration of the body. And there's a lot of ways to raise the vibration of your body, and I've experienced this myself. The toxins will come out in a skin rash. You'll exfoliate them through the skin. They'll come out when you go to the bathroom, all different ways. But the trick really becomes, how do you raise the vibration? And there's a few different ways to do that. Now, if you're a homeopath, there is a product out there by a company called Dr. Natural. And they have an amazing, I know I never used that particular product, but I have used other products by them, so I know they work. And that one will remove heavy metal toxins from the body. If you want to go the homeopath way, if you want to go the energetic route, crystals are great ways to do it. Find one. People always say, "Oh, I picked this product I bought this new car, I bought this house, blah, blah, whatever. I always tell people it's the exact opposite, because in my belief system, I believe everything has consciousness. And when someone comes into my world and they gravitate towards a product, that product is picking you. You never pick the product. So on the energetic level, find a product that you connect with that vibrates higher. And because everything has consciousness, you start dialect with it. So everything I create has consciousness, and that consciousness is childlike. Childlike energy is the stuff that drives creation. It delivers brilliance and beauty in everything we do. And if you can connect with the consciousness behind a product that you want to help, that vibrates higher, it'll do anything for you. It's in service for you forever. And it gets nothing but pure love when you show it love, right? So if you find a crystal, something that vibrates higher, start communicating with it. Sometimes it starts with human vibration. You feel something from it, but it's like a muscle. The more you work it, the better it becomes, and that vibration will very quickly turn to human language. And then you have your BFF next to you wherever you go to kind of help you vibrate higher, which then will detox the body. That help?
Yes, thank you.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Kim. Okay, who else would like to ask, has a question for Peter? Please raise your hand. Anyone else? Oh, okay, yeah, okay, Jill, go ahead, Jill.
Hi, yeah,
Hey, Joe.
hi, thank you for this great information. So my mother has dementia, and I have asked the doctors to allow her to get copper, which I feel is like helping the brain. I read about it, and it's helping the brain. So I know you have those copper products. Do you have any idea about whether, her wearing a pendant, a copper pendant, might help?
So the body is an amazing machine, and it is a machine. And there's a lot of things that help, change the programming of the machine, right? So we'll use dementia. At its core, the cells in the body communicate through light. Fundamental. It's been proven. It's how it works. The trick is how to allow the cells in the body to communicate more effectively through light. So, and I'm not saying I have a cure for dementia, because I don't, but I do know how to allow cells in the body to communicate more effectively through light. And that would be an HFA Mini version 2. It's a very lightweight pendant made from pure copper and silver that we sell on the website, moderndaymystic.com. And there's nothing specific that I can remember in testimonials or video testimonials that have helped people with dementia, but it has done mind-blowing things for people. Aquaware is another great product, programming water, writing an intention, you're showing that consciousness, love in writing and crafting your intention. And make no mistake, when you're writing an intention, you are changing your reality, because as humans, we change our reality all the time. That's why I personally won't tell anybody their future ever. And I don't subscribe to people that think they can tell the people's future, because you can't. An action made now will change my future. Okay, the future is constantly moving. It's a neural net of energy. We create as humans our reality as we move through it. If you go to bed at night and you have a negative thought, your dreams will reflect that. If you wake up in the morning and you have a positive thought, your environment will react to what you're putting out. So in the art of crafting an intention in Aquaware, yes, it is possible to help people with all kinds of things going on. But at its core, allowing the body's cells to communicate more effectively through light by raising the vibration can help through a lot of trying times. Sure.
Fantastic. Thank you. I do just want to mention that I do healing work, and I do work on my mother, and I can feel her energetically just like, oh my God, thank you so much. Yes, please do this. And so I feel like if I had like a conductor, like what you're talking about, and I'm working on her, that it could just expand it even more.
You know, look at what you're talking about. You already know it. Copper has been used for thousands of years to kill viruses and bacteria. We use it in pipes, right? It is the greatest attractor of negativity in any of the noble metals, or the lesser noble metals. And silver is used in everything electronic. It's fantastic for creating and stabilizing a field. And when you put those two together and you stamp sacred geometry on there, and there's a consciousness that's born behind it that's childlike, it's magic.
Oh, wow. Fantastic. Thank you so much. It's really great.
Yeah. Thank you, Jill. Thank you. All right. Go back. See, anyone else have a question for Peter? Please raise your hand on the screen if you have a question. And go ahead and jump on in there. Great opportunity. He's given some amazing answers, helping people take their next steps. Okay. I'm going to go back to Kim if there's no other question. One more question from Kim, and then we'll. Okay, Kim.
Hi. You had mentioned that product, but I did a search and I can't find it. So you said Dr. Naturally All?
Dr. Naturel, yeah. Just do a Google search for Dr. Naturel detox, heavy metal detox, and it'll come up.
Okay. That helps. And is there products that you have that I'm sure?
I've used a couple of their different products. I've never used that one, but again, there's a huge amount of testimonials on that website for that product, and they're very, very high quality.
Okay, and you said crystals can help with that, right? You have crystals there too on your website?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I have a lot of.
Okay.
I have a lot of crystals, yeah. And it's funny because up until about 5 years ago, I used to poke fun at crystals all the time. On public shows, I'd be like, if you're looking for pink crystals, pretty waterfalls, and kumbaya, I'm not your guy,
Yeah, you are. A different way.
And then, as I matured in what I was doing, I do have several products now that utilize moldavite, rubies, lab-grown quartz crystal, laser engraved. Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Kim. So one last round request for questions. If anyone does, or if you see a hand go up, I'm trying to make sure I don't see any more. All right. So Peter, as we're getting ready to round up the show, where do you see your work heading in the next 1 or 2 years? I know Aqua Sync is going to come out in the next month or two from this recording, but if you can share any other additional directions that you see coming?
Sure. So again, as you progress up this ladder, you're given deeper understanding. Now, I get a lot of great ideas. That doesn't mean it's a viable product. Right. I'll share the latest one with you here. So after, years and years of teaching people how to manifest, how to write the craft in writing, what you want to manifest, I said, there's got to be a better way to do this. And that's when the latest product called the Wishing Sphere was born. Yeah. And I don't know if you can see it too well on here, but it's absolutely, this is literally the genie in the sphere. This is a lab-grown, laser-engraved flower of life, utilizing sacred geometry, moldavite inside with rubies, okay? And it's very, very simple to use, and now it's been on the market about a month. People are starting to write in about their experiences with it. You just wrap your hands around it. I honor the space in which you exist. I wish for bang. That's it. And it's a less invasive way of manifesting things in your life. And so again, so this year we've launched the HFA Sirius, the Wishing Sphere. We did a trio of workshops. There's something else in there I can't remember. The HFA Mini version 2. We're coming out with a whole new software suite. It's the biggest update we've ever done anywhere, anytime on any device is the motto for the forthcoming Aqua Sync, which encompasses Aquaware, the Source, 12th Project, Lightbody, Navitus, and Smoke Erase. Mm-hmm. So down the road, there's going to be a product coming into fruition the second half of the year that utilizes two pieces of technology, Tachyon and Scalar. Okay, Tachyon technology are faster than light particles. They can be proven mathematically, but there's no equipment scientifically that can detect these emissions. And anything that moves faster than light will supercharge the body into healing. So there's companies out there that make tachyon plates that attract these particles. They've done Carillion photographs where they've shown an injury to the body. They place the plate near the injury or they step on it, and 10 minutes later, the injury is reduced by 90%. I mean, it's incredible. Second one is scalar technology, which has the ability to obliterate pathogens and viruses in the body anywhere in the world. I happen to know personally the people that are on these cutting edge technologies, and I've talked to them ad nauseum about how they work. So I'm going to bring the world's first product set to market that uses tachyon and scalar technology to heal the body in 9 choreographed moves. I don't know what they're going to look like yet because I haven't developed it, but it'll be basically a tachyon in your left and possibly a scalar in your right. And that's all I'm going to say about that for now. Okay. But that will be coming second half of 2020.
Soon. I mean, yeah, very soon. That's very soon. Okay, cool. So again, people would like to reach out to you, see more of your products. Please share your website, social media. What's the best way to reach out to you?
So moderndaymystic.com is really the epicenter of everything we're doing. You can call me directly at 203-456-8155. There's an 800 number on the website. You can get a hold of me as well. You can use the contact information on the website to get a hold of me if you have any questions. But everything goes through moderndaymystic.com.
Great. Just a few comments. Davia says, very enlightening information. Okay, where can you find the product shown at the beginning of the interview? He just shared it, the moderndaymystic.com. And Sherry writes in, great info. Thank you for looking forward to all these amazing products. Yeah. Again, if you're seeing this on replay too, feel free to share your own experiences because I'm sure, like you said, Peter has many, many testimonials on his website. And you know, if you're seeing the show on replay on YouTube, go ahead and feel free to add your own experience with his products and services. Again, thank you again, Peter, for being my guest on the People and Pets Show.
My pleasure.
Yeah, thank you. And before we sign off completely, I'd like to remind everyone we go live every Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. In each episode of the show, I'll interview a leading figure that's working holistically, either for people, animals, spaces, or all the above, as Peter shared today. Again, if you're seeing this on replay, make sure to share, love, and like it, and all those great things. Davias just says one last comment. Thank you. Oh, she thanks me for putting on the show. Well, thank you. Thanks for all the people that show up, like Davia and Kim. They're some of the regular supporters of the show. I greatly appreciate it. As I said at the beginning, there's so much you could be doing with your time. So thanks for being with us. So tune in. I'll have an announcement of what will be happening on the next show. And again, if there's something I can help you with, please give me a call at 775-2696. And Kim says, thank you, Mark and Peter. Yeah, again, please watch the replay of the show because there was a lot of great information. You're going to want to follow up with Peter, look at his website, and because there are many, many, many nooks and crannies. Yeah, Davia says thank you. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Have a blessed day, and we'll have more to say real soon.
Thanks,
Okay,
everyone.
bye. Thanks, everyone.